right, Young Pasty.
Yo, what's going on?
Man, it's your first time here with Fody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And since that's the case, we got a lot to get into. But first, Summer Sicxx is out right now on all platforms. Summer Sicxx.
Yeah.
Man, tell us a little bit about this project and how the fuck are you feeling?
Bro, I'm feeling great, bro. It's been a long road with this music journey over the past couple years. I've been kind of just like in and out the game, trying to figure out what I want to do. Was I gonna take it seriously, or was I just gonna put it on hold? And I'm kind of was just at the point where I'm like, I got nothing to lose, you know. I'm still young, and I got a lot going on, and I was like, I love doing music, and you know, these songs that are on this project have been sitting in my phone for like 2 years. So it's like, I'm really excited to put this out because I feel like the people who have been listening to me from the beginning really deserve to hear this stuff. It's because it gives the energy and the vibes these songs give off is kind of just like, it reminds me of like when I first started music, and that's kind of like the whole point of this project, Summer Sicxx. I dropped my first tape back in 2019, the day before I graduated high school, and that was called Pacey Season. It had 10 songs on it, and I mean, like, when I dropped it, I got a great response from it. So putting out a project like this now, man, like, I'm just super excited because it's like I almost feel like I'm back. I almost feel like I'm back to where I was 4 years ago when I dropped my first tape, and I have a really good feeling about this, and I'm excited for everybody to take a listen.
Yes, bro, and your fans are gonna love this because, like you said, it's like a little bit of a old pasty feeling, and honestly, I think it's what you needed. It's what the people needed.
Oh yeah.
Before you can show what you really have next. But hey, we'll get into that later. But kind of explain the name, explain the cover art, kind of explain how that came together because I know everybody. It seems like everybody is fucking with the cover art pretty heavy.
Yeah. So Summer Sicxx. It's funny because the name came to me literally on the spot. I remember we were sitting in the basement, and that's when we decided we were gonna drop a 6-song tape together. We were listening through all my tracks and just going through everything, and I remember just sitting there trying to think of the name, and the first thing that came to my head was Summer Sicxx. One, because I'm dropping the tape going into summer. Two, it's got 6 songs on it, but the way that it's spelled is Sicxx, so it's like I'm summer sick. Like I'm a big summer person, and like I said before, I dropped my first tape going into summer, so I thought it was cool to just put that in the beginning and then kind of just take the word sick and make it like it's summer sick, but like six songs, so Summer Sicxx.
So obviously, like you're saying, it's a summer tape.
Yeah.
So like it's just kind of like a tape for people to like just jam out to in the summer, like wherever, like at the pool. Fucking used to be a skater, so skating like man, so like everywhere, right?
Yeah, bro. It's just the vibes on it are like it just, you know, it feels like when you turn on the tape, it feels like summer. It's definitely songs that you put in on your car when you're going for a drive. You know, you're at a party, you're out by the pool. You know, you wake up, it's 75 degrees and sunny out. You throw one of those songs on, it's definitely gonna put you in a good mood.
So let me ask, is this going to be the tape of summer 2023?
I hope so. In my opinion, yes. As always, I always hold myself high to that. I always think that everything that I put out is the highest level it can be from where I was at that point. And I think with the songs, at the time when I recorded this, those were the best songs that I put down. And I think that they're just good songs, man, and they're just vibes, and I'm really excited.
All right, so we just talked about your project, Summer Sicxx. It's out now. But for the people that don't know, let's get into how you got into music.
That's actually that's such a good question because, I mean, like, from what I can remember, it started probably when I was around, I would say 15 years old. I've always been into music. I've always been a huge music fan, like, especially, I mean, like, I grew up on rock and roll. I grew up on, like, country pop, early 2000s pop punk, and, like, and I started getting more into hip-hop when I was probably around, like, 12, 13 years old. And I remember what got me into music was I was in high school, and this kid had transferred to my school he's an artist now. His name's HBK Bands. I remember sitting in the auditorium for an assembly. We were actually watching, my school was putting on a play it was like a music play, And this kid that was sitting next to me in the auditorium was like, yo, like, have you seen this kid? Like, he just transferred here and he just dropped a music video. And I was like, what? He dropped a music video. And so he pulled out his phone. He's like, yeah, check this out. This is Leo, who's HBK Bands. And I was like, bro, I was like, what? I was like, this is so dope. Like, I was like, I'm trying to do something like this. I don't know what it was that, like, when I watched that video, like, something just, like, at that moment made me realize, I was like, bro, I was like, I want to do this. Like, I love music, and I was like, in my head, I was like, making music can't be that hard. I was wrong. It is hard. But, yeah, so when that happened, I started, like, talking to him more because we had a couple classes together, and I remember one class I was like, yo, bro, like, I'm trying to make music too, like, I can kind of rap. And he kind of, like, was like, he gave me that, like, yeah, like, kind of was like, yeah, but I was like, no, like, I'm for real, like, I'll send you something. And I remember I, like, spit a little freestyle on one of my voice memos on my phone, and I sent it to him over Snapchat, and he was like, yo, wait, like, you can actually rap, like, you can make music, like, you're dope. And I guess from there on out, we were just working together. We were hitting the studios together. We did a couple shows together, and I shot my first music video with him. And yeah, like ever since then, I just been kind of just been kept doing it. Like I'm at the point when I was doing it then, I was kind of doing it more for fun. But I'd say as I got older, I started taking it more seriously. And yeah, bro, it's a crazy industry to get into, and it's a lot of fun. You gotta be careful with what you're doing, but I'm glad I made the decision. I really love making music. It's what I'm good at doing, and I believe that this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
So when you dropped your first song, what was like the reception? Not even just around like with your friends, but like just especially since you were in high school, right? So like, I mean, high school is kind of a crazy place, and we can all look back on that now and be like,
for real.
But what was your reception like in your high school, and how did people react?
Bro, I got so much love. It was insane. I was so scared to drop a song because I was like, you know, like I still kind of have that like thing, like when I drop a music, like I'm so like pitch like perfect with my what I put out. So like, you know, I'm very picky, is what I should say. Like when I would listen to my songs, I'd be like, it's good, but like, how can I make it better? But like, I remember before I dropped my songs, I showed my friends, and they were like what? Like they were just like blown. They're like, bro, like I didn't know you could actually make music like this. And I was like, yeah. And so I remember I went to the studio and I recorded one of my first songs, and I put it out on SoundCloud. And I remember it was a Thursday, and I remember going to school Friday, and bro, for so many people in school, I found out that I dropped a song, and they were like, bro, like this is dope. Like the response that I got from doing that was crazy. And honestly, like after I got that response, it just made me keep wanting to do music even more. And that's like the main thing with when you do this music stuff, is like the love that you get. Like I don't think a lot of people realize, like from a fan's perspective, like that is our biggest motivation. When you get love and like people telling you like, oh, I love your music, like, bro, you got to keep dropping that. Like that's the type of stuff that keeps me going. And like I'm so grateful for that, because like without that, I don't even know if I'd still be doing music right now. And like, but yeah, bro, like the response was awesome. And I'm just glad that everybody liked it, and I kept going with it, and here I am now, like 4 years later down the road, still making music. But yeah.
Okay, so you previously talked about the love you get from people and how that has kind of like really made you keep pushing and keep going. But I also want to talk about like the hate. So how do you balance the love and the hate? Because like I think I could say, and maybe you could say the same, you probably get more love than hate, but like sometimes the hate sticks out more than the love. So how do you really manage both of those reactions to your music?
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's hard. I mean, like I could get all the love in the world, but that one hate comment's gonna throw me out. It's gonna throw my whole day off. I'm not gonna lie to you. It always does. And it's because it's like you want everybody to like what you're doing. You want everybody to like this. But bro, there's so many people that just hate for no reason. And at the end of the day, you can't let that get to you. Even though like it does still get to you, but you just gotta like, my way of dealing with hate is like if somebody gives me like a hate comment on my page, I just respond with something funny, or I just respond with like a heart or a laughing face, or just like, I don't know, I kind of troll a little bit, to be honest, but
and people don't understand, like, that helps the algorithm. So
does,
I mean,
yeah.
keep hating. It's cool. So keep hating, but like, they don't understand. They're actually helping us. They're fans.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they are. They're fans. I mean, haters are fans. If haters weren't fans, they wouldn't take the time of day to comment on your post, something, whatever they want to say, and that's just how it is nowadays, bro. Like that's what some people do for a living, bro. They just go on TikTok, Instagram, and they just got these fake troll accounts, and they just rip on people all day because that's what they like to do. I call them keyboard warriors, but yeah, but I mean, I don't know, bro. You kind of just have to dish it out, and that's kind of what you sign up for when you're in this industry. Like, you're always gonna have haters, bro. And honestly, haters make you more famous. So it's like, honestly, it's cool with me, I guess. I kind of just, at the end of the day, I kind of try to ignore it as best as I possibly can. And I've definitely gotten better with that over the years. I mean, like, when I first started making music and people hating on me, like, I would get in a full-on conversation battles, and I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, there's honestly no point for me to do that, because, like, what do I need to prove to them? Like, I'm the one that's making music, putting stuff out. Like, he's sitting here on his phone saying some dumb shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, like, I don't care, bro. It's like, I don't know. But, like, that's the best way to deal with it, in my opinion. Like, that's the only way to go about it. I mean, obviously it is going to get to you, but you just got to keep going.
So it feels like it's been a long time, but really you've really only been like with us and a part of Fody for like a short period of time.
Like 4 months, 3 months.
But like, it does feel like it's been a while.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, I feel like we're all connected. Like, the connection is just, it's a great fit, and like it was easy. I mean, yeah, but like, I guess I remember you saying previously, like, it kind of rejuvenated you into actually like loving, enjoying, and making music. So I mean,
yeah.
Could you just speak a little bit about how, like, when we kind of all came together, how that really impacted you musically?
This is a good one. I'm excited to talk about this. So yeah, about 3 months ago, 3.5 months ago, maybe 4 now, I don't remember. We've been having so much fucking fun with this shit, I'm losing track of time. Yeah, bro, 4 months ago, you hit me up, and you were, I got a text from you, and you were like, yo, like, if you still, like, trying to, like, work on a song, like, come slide, and you and Wilmo should hop on some shit. And I was like, yeah, bro, like, I'm down. But, like, I was kind of, like, skeptical about going, because, like, bro, like, I was at the point where I was, like, kind of done with music. And just because of all the shit that I've been through with this, bro, like, it's just, sometimes it got to be too much for me. Like, just like the way, like, I was trying to take it seriously, and I had people around me that were taking it, like, trying to help me take it seriously, but, like, you know, we just got caught up doing stupid shit sometimes. Like, you know what happens when you, like, say, like, you're gonna work on something and do this, and then it never falls into place. And then I remember you hit me up, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go over there. I was like, I don't know if I want to keep doing music. And I was like, nah, fuck it. What do I have to lose, bro? I'm going to go over there, and we're going to record, bro. And fucking, we got in the stew, and me and Wilmo made like 3 songs that night, I think. And I don't know, bro, ever since then, bro, like, it's just been going up, bro. Like, I'm loving this more than I've ever loved doing music in the last 4 years. And I think that's because I'm finally surrounded by a team that's wants to work and is like helping me, and we're all helping each other get better. And it's just like, it feels good knowing that that this is what everybody in our circle wants to do, so we can keep moving forward with that and doing that. And that's the biggest thing when doing music, is like, you have to have a committed circle. Like, you have to have, everybody's got to be all in. You know, there can't be one person that's slacking out, because that one person's gonna hold the whole team back. And I think that we're all playing our part. We're all doing our own thing. I'm making music. Wilmo's making music. You know, we're editing videos. We're shooting small content. We're putting out small projects. Staying consistent is the biggest thing when doing this. And I think that that there's really no way for us not to make it if we're not being consistent, and we're being consistent. So I think that we just got to keep pushing this and keep doing what we're doing, and eventually it's all going to pay off.
Yeah, and I would say, I think the number one message that I could give to artists is, it's pretty much impossible to make it without a team or people around you. And I think that's probably the number one reason why artists fail, why talented artists fail, is because
100%.
they don't have it. You can't do it all by yourself.
No.
And also, like, your surroundings too. Like, if the people around you eventually are you going to become them. So make sure to surround yourself with people that are just as passionate as you. And also make sure when you're in a team, everyone has to leave their egos out of it, because you're not going to make it. It doesn't matter who's doing what, like who gets credit for what. Yeah. If one person in the team makes it, you're all going to make it. All right, so I just want to switch it up a little bit now. Yeah. So even before I actually knew you, like I knew of you, and like I've seen you, like I knew your style was just like different, and like you always fly. And then also like your tattoos. Yeah. So I guess dive into like your style, your tattoos, and like the inspiration from all that.
Yeah, definitely got that spicy white boy style for sure. That's usually what I get called.
Young cracker vibes.
Yeah, young cracker, spicy white. I don't know, bro. I've always been a big fan of tattoos. Like it's always been like something super like that's super interesting to me. I just like the way the ink looks, and I also kind of like was like nobody in my family has tattoos, and I don't know, I'm just been kind of like always been like the rebel, and I was like I'm gonna get a tattoo. I'm gonna be the first one to do that. And I remember this was my first tattoo. This one right here. I did this all in one session. I did all these tattoos in one session, and I got this first tattoo. I remember I told my mom I was going to get a tattoo. I told her I was getting a tattoo like that big, and then I came home with a half sleeve. I remember I was laying in my bed, and she got up to go to work, and she's like, "Let me see it." She like ripped the cover off me, and she was fucking just slapped me. She's like, "You're a fucking asshole," and I got this fucking big ass tattoo and shit, and I was like, "Oh, whatever, she'll get over it." And she did. Now she likes it. Now she thinks they look dope, and I think they look dope too, bro. I think it just like describes the kind of person I am, and like, you know, this tattoo was just kind of like my first tattoo. Like I always just wanted something like, I know it's kind of fucking basic and simple, but it's still dope to me. I got the dove, I got the cross with the rosary and a rose. This is right here. This is like my kind of just like symbolize the kind of artist I am. The $sign obviously stands for Pacey, the all-seeing eye. It's not the fucking Illuminati. For all you people that are going to come after me for that shit, I already know it's coming. It's already in the comments as we fucking speak. Am I getting close enough to the mic? Okay, yeah. So yeah, I got that. Got some music symbols on here, you know, just to represent the music. This one, I really like this one actually. I got an angel with an AK-47 with the quote saying, "Take the risk, beat the odds," and that's just... That quote is just kind of like symbolizes how I fucking look at life and shit. Like, you know, like take the risk, bro. Who cares? Like especially at the age we're at now, like being in your 20s is a time where you get to fuck up and you get to do like figure shit out and do whatever you want, you know. Like why everybody's always like, I feel like so many people, well, not really anymore, but like I remember being in high school and so many people were just like being like, I'm like taking the safe route. Even my parents were like, yeah, you need to go to school, you need to get a degree, and you need to get a fucking job. And I'm like, fuck no, I'm not trying to do that shit. I'm like, there's more to life than just going to school for 4 years, partying your ass off, drinking, and then sitting in a fucking office 9 to 5 until you're 65. Like, hell no, I can't do that. Like, it's not who I am. I feel, and like, I'm just like, there's like I said, there's so much more to life. There's so many things I want to do in life and with music, and I just want to make an impact on what I do. Like I want to show kids and like other people, like you can do what you want, bro. Just put your mind to it and you can do it. It's literally all mentality. If you sit there and tell yourself that it's like, oh, this is not gonna work, bro. Like, I don't know, like I can't do that, then it's not gonna work. You have to literally walk in with the fuck it mindset. Literally just do it. And you're gonna fail 1,000 times before you get anywhere. Like, I've been doing this, like I said, I've been doing this for 4.5 years now, bro. And I'm just starting to get somewhere. Like, in like the past 3-4 years I fucked up so many times, bro. So many times. And it's like, it's good though, because like you need to fuck up to learn. Because now I know, like, I don't know everything, but I definitely know what I'm doing now in a sense of like with music and how to like run this business the right way, you know, and you know, not get fucking bleached by some slime ball. So, but yeah, bro, that's about it for that.
All right, so I just want to take it back to kind of what you were talking about earlier. These last 6 months, it feels like we've had a lot of motion, and we've just done a lot.
Yeah.
So a couple of the things we've done are like shows. So kind of just talk about shows and how it's been fun to do the shows again and just experience.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, that's probably my favorite part about being an artist is performing. Like, especially when you are progressively getting better each performance. I remember like when I first started performing and doing shows, like I was so nervous that I wasn't when I perform, I want to put on a show. Like I want to sound as good as I did. Fuck, my voice keeps cracking. Fuck. I want to when I do shows, I just want to sound as good as I did when I, put the track out. And I want to sound like pretty similar to what it sounds like, because that's what people pay for. That's what people want to see when you do a show. They don't want to see you like do a show and go up there and start talking in the mic and you just sound like fucking dog shit. Like, and that's one thing that I'm improving on a lot. I think is I'm learning how to control my voice a lot more, and I'm just I'm focusing on becoming the best performer I can be. But yeah, bro, we've been doing shows. We did a couple shows over the winter. The last show we did was fun. We did that in downtown DeKalb at the bar. I'm not gonna say the name of the bar. But
that wasn't the last one.
Huh?
Last one was at Fargo.
Oh yeah. You're right. I'm sorry. We did that. Oh yeah, the last show we did was at Fargo. Shout out Starboy.
Yeah, shout out Starboy.
For putting that show on. That was fun. That was a good time, man. I mean, for a free show that we didn't promote that much, we had a good turnout. I mean, there were like 60, 70 people there, and we turned up. We had a good time. Me and Wilmo put on a good show. I mean, same with everybody else too.
Shout out Forever Sad.
Yeah, shout out Forever Sad. That's my boy. Yeah, bro, and it was fun. We, it was just like it was like when we do shows, it's kind of like most of the time sometimes you get a little nervous and stuff like that because you never know the kind of crowd you're gonna walk into. But like the last show we did was fun because we all were just treated it like like this is just go out there and have fun. And I think that's what we need to like do more when we do shows is like like it's serious but also just do your thing. Don't overthink it. But yeah, I remember we did a show in DeKalb about like 2 months ago. It was fun, and we hosted the show. We had about like 300 people there. Great turnout. Almost got kicked out the show for standing on stage. Made no sense at all, but that's in the past. Performed for 10 minutes and made a bag. So
boy got kicked out.
Yeah, my boy got kicked out. Yeah, for no reason. Yeah, fuck you, owner.
But yeah, we had a solid turnout.
Yeah.
Made a slight bag off that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we made a nice bag off that. Performed for 10 minutes, bro. And as soon as I was done performing, I was out that.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to everyone that came to that.
Yeah, for real.
Kane and Zay, shout out to y'all for coming, shooting the recap for Wilmo.
Yeah, the recap was dope.
Yeah, it was fun. We got a vlog then too.
Mm-hmm.
What other shows? We did a few in Chicago too, right?
Yeah, we did a couple of those showcases. They were fun. I've done so many of those, so I'm kind of just overdoing that. Yeah. I've done my fair share of showcases where I have to go and perform with 30 or more artists and sit there and wait to perform. And you know what? Like I think now I kind of like I feel like I deserve to take my time with it and find the best shows that I get to headline, or I get to go headline for somebody and perform for a longer amount of time, because I have a lot of music out, and I'm just taking it really seriously.
So you just talked about how your sound and your voice on stage is improved. How is your sound and voice improved while recording, and also while doing like little short form content, just singing a cappella, singing with the acoustic?
Oh yeah.
So how has that changed over time?
Dude, it's better now than it's ever been. I was more of like a rapper when I was first started making music, and then I would say over like the last year or so was when I started trying the more like the alternative like singing type of stuff. And it was hard at first because I was like, I'm not that good at singing. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And that's why it was dope when I met you guys. You know, Wilmo's been taking voice lessons. He's got a fucking great voice too, and he's been helping me get my voice like hella good over these last couple months. Like before I started working with them, I would have never tried like a high voice and singing like that, but now he got me sounding so good, like type shit like that. So that's it's fucking dope. And you know, like I never thought I'd be able to like sing that well. Like I'm still like not where I want to be with it, but I'm getting better. And it's cool because like you were saying with like doing like the acoustic videos, and when you're like just like singing over it, like all that stuff like improves your voice and the way you sound, and it just like it's helping me become a better artist and like just sound better and where I want to be.
And probably more comfortable too, right?
Oh yeah, it's making me a lot more comfortable, especially when we have to go out in public and do those videos. Like you kind of just have to sing on the spot, and I'm so like self-conscious about that stuff because I feel like I sound like shit, but like, you know, like I got you guys like, no bro, it's fire, it sounds good. And like, and I'm in the beginning I'm like, nah, but then I go back home and I listen to the videos, I'm like, all right, actually yeah, this sounds really good. And yeah, that's dope. I'm just been like trying new stuff with my sound. Like now that I've been learning how to sing more, I've been kind of just like incorporating that with the way I know how to rap good. So I've been like making a couple songs with like where I'll be singing on them a little bit, and then I'll drop like a little rap verse in there. But like even with the rap voice, like you can still sing with that a little bit, like in a more like mono way. But yeah, it's all about controlling your voice and knowing how to use your voice. And like I said, it's a mental thing too.
Okay, so we talked about how you got into music.
Yeah.
What are some inspirations you had maybe growing up, around when you first started making music, and then to even now? Like what are your biggest inspirations for music?
That's a great question, bro. Like I said, I grew up I didn't have a fucking iPod or a cell phone until I think I got my first iPod and cell phone when I was 13 years old. And before then, like music, I mean, I would just listen to the stuff that was playing in my mom's car. My mom was really into like, you know, that early 2000s, like Jason Derulo, Usher, like all that stuff. You know, Britney Spears. I'm trying to think who else. You know,
It's just the OG pop.
Yeah, like all the OG artists from back in the day, like yeah, bro, Black Eyed Peas, Fergie, like all of them. Like that's what I would listen to when I was with my mom in the car, because that's the stuff that she liked to listen to. And when I was with my dad, it was always classic rock, hard rock radio, that shit, that shit. But I loved, you know what? Growing up, I was like, bro, this fucking music sucks. But like, I learned to appreciate that music so much when I get older, because now I listen to that stuff on a daily. Like, you know, some of my biggest inspirations from rock would like I love like the bands like Bad Company, Led Zeppelin, Def Leppard. I'm a huge fan of Iron Maiden. I went to their concert like 4 months ago. No, it was actually back in November, but I can't fucking count. I'm losing track of my shit. But yeah, Motley Crue, like, you know, like all those songs, those hard rock songs, is really just like what makes me like music. I really like the instruments, and all that stuff, and that's kind of like the point where I want to get to eventually when I'm doing big shows one day, like performing with all instruments, not just the beat playing in the background. Some other inspirations too, like I was really big on punk rock, because when I got my first iPod, I like still really didn't know shit about music. I forgot the name of the fucking iPod I had, bro. It was like this little square iPod. It was made by
Shuffle?
Apple, I think, but it was touchscreen.
Oh.
And it was literally like this cube. It was so cool. But my brother just downloaded like his whole playlist onto my little iPod, and that's like when I got into like all these punk bands like Sleeping with the Sirens, Asking Alexandria, All Time Low, Chunk No Captain Chunk, you know, 3 Days Grace, like all that early 2000 stuff was fire, bro. And I think that's kind of like I started to take that influence with the alternative route that I've been going over the like past year, and so I'm trying to bring back that like pop punk type of sound with like, but just more modernizing it, you know. I don't need all the, you know, the early 2000s, 90s, all the 90s babies getting on my, it's not pop punk, it's not punk rock. Well, it's like it's pop punk, but you know, it's kind of punk rock, but with my own twist on it. And yeah, that's my inspiration with music. And like all that kind of just leads up into like the sound I've developed now, and just like all those years of just listening to all that kind of music has just turned me into a different type of artist, and I like that.
So I know that you're very versatile. Maybe not everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that yet because they don't know what's in the vault. So maybe just talk about like the type of songs you have in the vault, waiting to come out, and then also just like any type of music you would like to try or make in the future.
Yeah, bro. In the vault, I've been kind of trying a little bit of, been trying to try everything, man. Like, obviously, I still love to make rap music, but it's the point of being an artist is being, versatile, like you said. Yeah, bro, we've been working on so much kind of stuff. Like I made a couple rock songs, made a couple pop songs. I even fucking made like 2 country songs too. Just to like, I'm just experimenting to see what sounds good. I mean, like that's the cool thing about being an upcoming artist is like you just keep trying different things until you discover like what you really like to make. And being versatile is huge. It's huge.
So what advice would you give to like younger kids or other upcoming artists that feel like they have to be boxed in just to their one sound, or they have to stay in this one sound?
Don't try to do what you want. Fuck everything else, bro. If you got people breathing down your back telling you like, oh, you got to make music like this, fuck, you don't got to listen to them. Do what you want to make, because that's how you make the best music. I realize like asking for people's opinion on music is good, but those have to be the right people. Like when you start just asking random people, like it's a bit like, oh, like I think you should do this, or like, oh, you should make a song like this. Like everybody has their own preference, so just make what you like to make. Fucking drop whatever you want to make. Like I see a lot of you kids nowadays, you guys are using like BandLab and shit like that, and just recording stuff off your phone and dropping it. Good, do that. You don't need a studio. That shit has shown like you don't need a studio just to put out, like you don't need to fucking put out the best track, bro, because like songs catch. It doesn't matter what it sounds like nowadays. Like people will just listen to it. If it's good, it will be played and people will listen to it. So like that's what I'm saying. If you're an upcoming artist, and you're like 13, 14, 15, and you can't get a job, bro, download BandLab, buy a shitty mic, whatever you can afford, and just start learning how to do it, bro. It's being a music engineer it's a huge thing, and I think it's one of the professions now that's like more popular than ever, because everybody's fucking making music now, bro. It's insane. But yeah, like if you can learn how to engineer and do that stuff at a young age, like you're only setting yourself up to become the best artist you can be, because that shit's taxed, bro. Like I just started making music at home with you guys like when we first started this, and before I was paying for studio times, bro. Some studio times can get expensive, especially like downtown. Like you want to go to if you want a good sound, you gotta pay money. Like some studios charge $85 an hour, $65 an hour, like, and
you're on a time limit.
Yeah, you're on a time. And honestly, I think that's the worst thing about paying for studio time. It's so hard to get a song done good when you're going in there and you're like, fuck, I have a 3-hour session, like I need to get this song done, and you feel like you're being rushed the whole time. And when you feel like you're being rushed when you're making a song, it's never gonna turn out good, and that's the worst thing. Like that's my favorite thing about recording at home and doing it myself, is because like I can sit there and like I can re-record parts that I don't like on my own time. Like I could sit down there for 8 hours and work on one song, and guess what? Zero money came out of my pocket. The only thing that I did was take time.
So in your opinion, do you feel like it is necessary to get signed nowadays? And I guess maybe like pros and cons, just for kids that are coming up, like pros and cons of being signed, pros and cons of not being signed, and maybe like explain to them again the importance of a team and how that could help you if you were to get signed.
Yeah, record label, I'm not hating on record labels. You just, when you're signing a deal, you got to know what you're doing. I sat down with the record label 3 years ago after I won a contest. They flew me out to New York. I met with Roc Nation, and like there was an opportunity for sure, but like I felt like they kind of were just looking at me like I was a kid. I had a manager. We both really didn't know what we were doing at the time. and it kind of just felt like, hey, this kid's like 17. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Let's just put him in a deal and lock him in, secure him, and like, I don't know, it changes. I think record labels are beneficial when you have a team and you guys establish structure and a business and you know what you're doing, because when it comes down to signing with a label, when you have a team, a label's not going to fuck you over because they already know what you're doing. Like, if a label's coming to hit you up when you have like a significant amount of streams, you have a good following, you're putting out good music that people like, they're gonna want to lock you into a distribution deal, and that is good. So the pros and cons of this is that the pros are, if you get a distribution deal when you have a team, they're gonna already know that they can't really fuck you over because they already know too much, which is probably, in my opinion, is what I would do along the lines. I wouldn't sign to a record label right now with just the position that I'm in. But yeah, like, it's distribution deals are cool because it's kind of just like you're under a contract for like it's like 3 albums or something like that, or how
Depends.
do they? Yeah, it all depends on what your deal is, and you want to make sure that you own your masters, because that's how you're gonna continue to make money even when you get out of a deal. Usually a record label will give you the money up front. They'll give you in advance, and you kind of have to figure out what you're gonna do with that money, and they have to make that money back off you. So you really, like, it's like it comes.
Otherwise, you're in debt.
Yeah, otherwise you're in debt, and if you don't make that, you don't make them that money back, you're kind of fucked. But yeah, so I guess the cons of signing to a record label at a young age is that they're probably most likely going to take advantage of you and try to lock you in like a 360 deal, and like, that's something you don't want. I mean, like, I know there's artists out there who've been stuck in deals for years, and that's what happens. They you get locked into a deal, you put out a couple good songs, and then the label kind of just starts dictating. Like, they have control over you because you signed the contract. You got to read the contract. You got to hire an entertainment lawyer to look over and be like, yo, like, make sure, like, I own my masters. Make sure I can drop the kind of music I want. They're not going to turn me, like, if you're a rapper, then make sure they're not going to turn you into a pop star if that's not what you want to do, And music's all about making the kind of music you want to make, Like, once you get locked into a deal where people are trying to force you to make the different kind of music that doesn't match your style, then it's never going to work. And then that's when they shelf you. So they basically just hold you in a deal and put you on the shelf, and it's like, yeah, you can't drop any music until you do what we want you to do and put out this kind of sound. So that's my take on record labels. It's both good and bad. Some other good things about record labels is that record labels will just make you famous. They'll make you a superstar. But the cool thing about being independent too is, like, you could have like 3 million monthly listeners, and you're putting out tracks that are doing well, and you're making all that money is going to you. You're making a significant amount of money where this is your lifestyle. This is what you do. You might not be as famous, but shit, you'll have that money. And if that's what you want, that's a good route to go too. If you just love to make music and don't want to be like super famous, that's definitely what you can do. Just stay independent and just make sure you know what you're doing.
All right, so I just want to talk to you about kind of your goals, hopes, and dreams. Maybe like short term, 6 months, or towards the end of the summer, a year from now, 2 years, 5 years from now. Just talk about where you want to be and where you see yourself.
Yeah, with everything we got going on right now, just to stay consistent, keep doing what we're doing. The next 6 months, I expect to see a lot of progress. I expect to be a lot farther than where we're at right now, which is definitely going to happen. I'd say in the next year or so, I see myself doing this 100% full time without having a job on the side, and being able to, like, do small tours, do shows where we're getting paid. And yeah, that's my main goal for the next year or so. Next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line, man, I'm trying to be a superstar by then. That's the main goal at the end of the day, is to just get to that point. Even though when I get to that point, it's still not going to be enough. I'm always going to keep wanting more. But that's what I'm excited for, bro. Just, everybody says, just if you just stay down with what you want to do and you stay focused and locked in with what you want to do, you'll get there. So, you know, manifest that shit. Just wake up every day and saying, this is what I'm going to do. Yeah, plan out what you're going to do, write it down, and do this and execute that plan.
So talk about maybe your top 3 most important ways that you have to follow to actually achieve those goals. Like the top 3 things that are going to allow you to reach those goals.
Number 1 is consistency, always. If you're not consistent, you're not going to get anywhere. Like that goes with anything you do in life outside of music, you know, with whatever profession you're doing. You know, if you only work on it here and there, it's only just a hobby. It's not really something that you're taking serious, I guess. So consistency is definitely number 1. 2, you got to have a good attitude, bro. Don't be a dickhead. Like that's the one thing. If you're humble, you know, don't act like you're better than anyone, because like I'm still a nobody. Like I'm just out here making music. Like staying humble is probably one of the biggest things always. You know, I'm never going to discredit somebody who's just starting to make music, because I was in that position too. Like when it comes to doing shows and stuff like that, or like even if somebody like, you know, shows me their music and they're like, oh, I just started making music, I'm not going to be like, bro, this is trash. Like it's like, I get it. Like we've all been there for that. But yeah, consistency, good attitude, and I would say 3 is just to have fun with it. You know, it's my job at the end of the day, but like it's what I love to do, which makes everything 10 times better. Like yeah, it's just when you have fun with it, it makes everything just fucking smooth sailing. And it's not always going to be smooth sailing, but you know what I mean.
So lastly, tell the people what you got coming next, and also tell them why you're so excited for them to see it.
Yeah, bro. I'm more excited than ever, because the new stuff I've been making it's been crazy. It's just like it's so next level, and I say that with all the new stuff I put out, but like I've been really taking my time with this new stuff. You know, I'm a big writer with music, but lately I've been kind of just like pulling up beats and just kind of sitting at the studio and just writing the song and recording it as I go along. But like, yeah, the new stuff is gonna be so dope. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. I got like, it's just a whole new sound that's coming from me. I've been experimenting a lot more with my voice and stuff like that. Me and Wilmo have a summer banger coming this summer too. Gonna shoot a full video for that. I can't speak too much on it right now, but when it comes out, it's gonna be so fire. We have so many songs together. It's probably one of my favorite ones though. But yeah, I'm super excited, and like with the project I got coming out, it's cool. I love those songs, but that's kind of like the old me, and I can't wait for everybody to hear that. I really still do like that project a lot, but I'm really excited for this new stuff.
All right, Young Pasty. Until next time.
Until next time. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get it.